Let me call our listening session to order. And I want to again, on behalf of the TVA board, thank y'all for coming and thank those that are going to speak. Most of us are familiar with how we do this. Before we start that, though, I want to thank Wes Kelly, who's with the Columbia Power and Water System and Derrick Church from Mount Pleasant System, for hosting us this morning. We had breakfast with their people this morning, some other distributors and employees. We thank you for that. And Wes, I'm going to call on you in the board meeting to make some comments if you don't mind. And I want to thank the Columbia State people. It's a great campus. In fact, it's kind of neat for me. I get to come here. Wayman Hickman and I were on the UT board together, and this is a building named for him. And whoever sees Wayman, tell him we were here. Susan Williams was on the board then too. And so tell Wayman we said hello. It's a nice facility and a great guy to honor, so we're glad to be here.
I'm the chairman of the Industrial Development Board of Murray County. I'm here to thank you for coming to Columbia State. I'm also a graduate of Columbia State. On our Industrial Development Board, we appreciate the investments you make in economic development, the technical and financial support that it provides the local economic development agencies makes a difference, and I wanted to confirm that. And lastly, remind you that seeing these rolling hills and pastures, we have capacity for tens of thousands of jobs in our area. So we appreciate seriously the referrals we receive through your agency as well. But welcome to Murray County. And thank you.
I am Louise Cornflow with the Tennessee chapter of the Sierra Club. Spending money on energy efficiency will allow TVA and distributor customers to save money through reduced power bills. Our latest understanding of why the TVA service area is not enjoying these benefits is because of the fear of revenue erosion, a problem that with sufficient encouragement from the TVA board, TVA staff and distributors can work through, as have other utilities across the country. TVA and its distributors can move into the business of providing services of efficiency and peak load management, a market area that the private sector is already partnering with utilities.
Tennessee chapter of the Sierra Club's Renewable Energy Committee, which we call Rebuild and Repower America. I'm also on the board of the Tennessee Environmental Council. I've spoken to you before about TVA's Green Power Providers Renewable Energy Program for small business and residential projects. The GPP program is rapidly approaching its cap on generation project participants. I've handed out to you all the Green Power Providers dashboard from the TVA website that shows that currently the program has reached 70%, just about 70% of its capacity for 2013 in less than 4 months, 3.5 months.
Mothers Against Tennessee River Radiation. And the last meeting I spoke with you about how energy efficiency can in fact replace any need for new developments and save the Tennessee Valley Authority money. Today I want to talk with you and join in some of my colleagues who have also spoken about the misrepresentation of nuclear power as clean energy, because it simply is not. That's a dirty secret of the industry. And I just want to remind you that we come here in order to provide you with research and information that we've spent time studying to present to you to help you with your decisions. And we are certainly not against TVA. In fact, I am a TVA baby. Both my parents work for TVA. And I have great hopes that TVA will lead the nation in the forefront of renewable energy and especially in energy efficiency. But I would like to talk about why we cannot misuse the term clean. My colleagues spoke of the Webster's Dictionary of clean, and the Random House definition actually says not radioactive. Not radioactive. Non-pollution is the first and another further definition is not radioactive. So please do not use the term clean with nuclear energy anymore, because it is a falsification of the English language, actually. Okay. I would like to describe to you some of the reasons it's not clean. When the uranium goes into the process of fission to create energy in boiled water, it creates 200 man-made poisons that are called radionuclides. They are not found in nature, and 50 years of research into this have not come up with a means of disposal. So there's no known means of disposal for this waste that we are creating in our valley. We think this is a burden to future generations, both biologically and financially, because it has to be sequestered for thousands of years. We do not know the cost of that. I think often that nuclear scientists refer to these radionuclides in terms of physics and chemistry, but there are also biological effects, and we live in a biological world. And our cells, we are vulnerable to the carcinogenic and the mutagenic.
But my name is Stephen Smith. I'm the Executive Director of the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy. Thanks for the opportunity to speak to you. I did want to get up here before Jack Simmons said anything, and I'm sorry if I missed it because I stepped out of the room, but I did bring a check, and so I am interested in putting in an offer if TVA does go up for sale. So do keep that in mind, that I was here early, and our organization from time to time has an interest in what y'all do, and so we'd be really interested in taking over if you guys are up to the task of selling it. But I do have two serious things that I did want to sort of touch on briefly. We have concerns about the Gallatin decision also, and we've voiced those concerns, and others are. TVA is looking at some other coal units, and as John Knoll eloquently said, with the climate challenge that we're facing, I think any time a decision to burn coal is continued or made, it really does impact. And as a father and a grandfather, I think about that a lot, what legacy we're leaving for our children and our grandchildren. And so I think these decisions, particularly if the economics are close, like it is with Gallatin, about whether you could go to something that significantly reduces the CO2 footprint and still economically be viable for TVA, I think it's unfortunate that that decision's been made. There are other coal plants, as has been mentioned, that are on the horizon, and you're going to hear as board members, potentially staff, come to you and talk about a concept called dry sorbent injection, where you could potentially save money on the capital cost associated with putting a scrubber on by bringing this technology that was originally designed to sort of help scrub out acid gases, but may actually help with SO2 also. A couple of things I'd ask you to think about, and we hired a consultant to really look deep at this with us, and we'd be happy to make the report available to anybody on the board that's interested in it. But one of the things that came out of that study was that DSI, using this trona, which is a sort of like sodium bicarbonate, it's just a different analog of that, and it has sodium in it, and because sodium is in the sorbent that's injected to clean up the flue gases, it actually then gets into the coal ash. And TVA, as you know, we all know, is struggling with some of the coal ash issues. And the problem with sodium is that it actually makes other heavy metals more available to leach out, particularly arsenic. So I would just flag that for you as you're looking at these technologies, and that's going to be brought to you in the coming time, that you're aware of the fact that there may be some unintended consequences associated with these technologies that folks need to look at, and we'd be happy to share that with you. The only other thing I wanted to share with you is, since the last board meeting, you may have seen that a group called Taxpayers for Common Sense actually awarded the, all these acronym letters, SMRs, the small modular reactors, the Golden Fleece Award. And I think people remember the history of the Golden Fleece Award. If you're old enough, you probably remember William Proxmire was a famous senator that would talk about how the federal government's getting fleeced out of money. Well, it turns out that the group actually gave the whole concept of the federal government subsidizing SMRs with taxpayer money the Golden Fleece Award for this year. And it's ironic that TVA, we've had all this controversy about how some of our senators are very interested in making sure that TVA is focused on making good financial decisions and making sure the board members are fully capable to do that. One of my concerns is that when you actually go after serial number one on a technology that's never been proven before, that's being highly subsidized by the federal government, it seems to call into question about whether that's a good economic decision for ratepayers. And so the fact that you're signing these contracts and you're inching further and further down this road and pursuing this technology that's been awarded, not by us, not by any liberal greenie group or anything, it was actually by the taxpayers for common sense, the award of Golden Fleece, I think we need to slow down and really think about that. And we would strongly encourage the TVA put that under some real economic analysis before you continue to spend millions, potentially billions of dollars of hard-earned ratepayer and bill payer money to pursue a technology that is as unproven